Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shackeria. Thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about journaling. I've always liked writing stuff down, and journaling has just been something that has always been part of my life. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some of the benefits that I have found that have been very helpful for me in terms of dealing with my anxiety. So if you guys are interested in that, then keep on watching. Also, for the month of April, I will be uploading 2 videos a week. I know, if you are new to my channel, I usually upload 1 video a week, but for the month of April, I'm challenging myself a little bit, and I'm gonna upload videos twice a week on Tuesday and on Friday. So if you guys are interested in that, then obviously subscribe to my channel, and you can hit the little bell button that's somewhere down, I think it's this way. I don't quite know. Somewhere down here, there's a bell. You can hit the bell, and that notifies you every time I upload a video, which for the month of April will be twice a week. Alright, so first and foremost, I want to start this video off by saying that I'm not a professional, by no means necessary. I just really enjoy talking about, mental health, wellness, taking care of yourself. So these tips that I give you, or things that I have found beneficial, this is just based on my experience. It's not going to be something that's based on logic or reasoning. It's just, these are just things that I have found to be very beneficial. So I just wanted to put that out there, that by no means am I a professional, but the things that I do share in my videos just come from personal experience. So without further ado, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's get started on some of the benefits that I have found to be helpful when it comes to journaling and dealing with my anxiety. So if you are new to my channel, like I just mentioned, I do have anxiety, and I do, get the occasional, depressive state as well. So for the last couple of years, I've been trying to deal with my anxiety in a very, healthy kind of way. And I've been, experimenting and doing different things that I feel will be beneficial for me. Alright, so one of the first things that I have found that journaling has helped me with, it has helped me brain dump. And what I mean by that is I basically have a lot of thoughts always running through my mind. It doesn't matter what it's about. It could be the smallest things, but my mind is always constantly going. It's constantly running. And if you have anxiety, you know what that feels like. So it kind of feels like there's always a lot of stuff going on inside of my head, and I don't know what to do with it. And sometimes I can't really think straight. So I have used journaling as a way of dumping out whatever it is in my brain and putting it down on a piece of paper. Has been very beneficial for me, because at the end of the day, it makes me see what it is I'm thinking about and kind of just pick out, okay, what's important. Do I need to do it that way? Do I need to be thinking of so many steps to do things this way? So it just kind of gives me a little bit of clarity. And all the things that I'm going to be mentioning, is a form of getting clarification about your thoughts. So I feel like journaling helps, brain dump all the thoughts that you have in your head, and you don't really know what to do with it. And I have so many notebooks dedicated to different things. I have a journal, I have a notebook dedicated to random thoughts. I always just have stuff around me, books, stuff that I could just write things in. So because I have anxiety, one of the things that I constantly always do is I always worry. I worry about everything. I worry about the future. I always want to make sure that I'm prepared for the future, because I don't want to be caught off guard. I want to be prepared so I know what to do, and I can go from there. So what journaling has helped me do is it has helped me release that energy, release the worry of, overthinking about something. For example, I also have social anxiety. So if I'm going somewhere, for example, and it's an event and I know I'm going to have to socialize and be around people, I automatically go into worry mode. I automatically go into overthinking and, thinking, who's going to be there? Who's going to talk to me? What are they going to ask me? What if I don't know how to answer the question properly? Or what if I offend them? What am I going to wear? how am I gonna do my makeup and my hair? So just from hearing that there's somewhere that I need to go to be, you know, around people, to be social, has automatically turned my brain into this worry central. So what I've been trying to do is, if I know I have to go somewhere and I'm constantly thinking about it, I would take the opportunity to journal about it, to get out that energy. Once that energy is released out of you, it's almost like you can calm down and relax a little bit. The words are on the paper and you've released the energy from your mind and from your thought. You're probably still going to be a little bit worried about it, but you're not going to be so anxious. For the most part, now what you're going to do is you're going to prepare yourself. It's not as hectic in my mind anymore. So it is a form of, you know, also brain dumping, but it's also releasing that energy, because now I can sleep a little bit better. Now I'm not carrying the weight of this big thing on my shoulder, you know, because I've released some of it into my journal and I wrote it down. And so I feel like journaling has been beneficial when it comes to releasing energy that comes from worrying about a kind of social event with people. So now a third benefit of journaling that I have found to be beneficial is I found that journaling has helped me to analyze my thoughts, and it has helped me to analyze myself. So I think that sometimes when we get overwhelmed by either having to do a lot of things and perform a lot of tasks, and you know, our brains are always, you know, working, they're always going, there's always something that we have to do, sometimes we kind of forget about ourselves a little bit. And I feel like journaling has given me a way to express myself in the written form. It has helped me to analyze how I really feel about certain things. I sometimes use journaling as a way of gathering my thoughts, gathering myself, and asking myself, how do I really feel about this, and why do I feel the way that I feel? And the thing about that is you have to be honest with yourself at the end of the day. So you have to write down what you truly feel. Don't hide behind, you know, trying to be, you know, strong, or trying to be tough, or trying to be right. You know, just write down what it is that you truly feel. If you're mad, you're mad. If you're angry, you're angry. If you're pissed off, you're pissed off. Just write it down, and then from there you will start to see yourself. You'll start to analyze your thoughts, and then you'll start breaking down things little by little. Sometimes it's really hard for us to verbalize how we feel to other people. So I feel like if we journal down how we feel and, you know, our thoughts at first, then eventually we can get to a place where we're comfortable to just tell people how we truly feel. I know that is a very difficult thing for me, because I have an issue with confrontation. I don't really like confrontation. I don't like the idea of fighting with someone who doesn't know me and I don't know them. I just don't like confrontation altogether, but I'm also aware that it's something that's very important, that I have to learn how to kind of get over that fear. So analyzing my thoughts and analyzing myself helps me to kind of break down those barriers, helps me to question myself, like, well, why don't you like to have confrontation with people? And it helps me realize that maybe there are some things that I need to work through within my life, so that, you know, I can be a little bit stronger and I can confront this fear that I'm having. But at the end of the day, I have to be brave and admit that to myself. I have to admit that this is something that scares me, and I don't know why it scares me, but I don't want it to continue scaring me. So I feel like journaling and writing down those thoughts and those feelings, you know, help you to get to a place of clarity in your mind, and it helps you to overall understand yourself and understand who you are as a person. That way now you can show that person to other people, and you can feel good and you can feel confident about yourself. I feel like sometimes, you know, when we overthink and we overanalyze ourselves, sometimes we kind of get stuck on that part. We get stuck on the worry. I feel like journaling helps to work through your problems, because again, it's all about writing down what it is that you feel. All these tips and all these things have a lot to do with how you feel. So writing uses the left side of your brain, which leaves your right side of your brain free. And the right side of your brain is where you create and basically have feelings. So with that, you basically remove the mental block so that you can have a little bit of clarity and you can work your problems out. And when you have clarity, you're in a better state of mind to discover who you are and to work out those issues that you feel like have been blocking you. So anytime that I have ever been stuck on something that I just didn't understand because I am at a different place in my life, or mentally I'm not able to process it, I take that and I write it down. I write down how I feel about it. Like I said before, it's just about being honest with your thoughts and being honest with yourself so that you don't remain stuck. I feel like sometimes we get stuck in what we assume the world wants us to think, that we don't even know what we think. But I feel like sometimes we're so set on certain things that when we're even trying to understand, we still have that mental blockage of, no, I don't want to be wrong. I'm going to stick to my guns and no one's going to tell me this and no one's going to tell me that. And at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with, sticking to your guns. But at the same time, if you are trying to work out a problem, sometimes it requires you to, put your ego aside a little bit and, really figure out what the problem is, and so you won't loop back around to the same problem. All right, so the last benefit that I have feel journaling has helped me with is it has helped me to organize my thoughts. Like I mentioned, the first tip was brain dump, just getting it all out. Now it's just kind of bringing it all back in and organizing those thoughts into something that makes sense. I know that talking is a very difficult thing for me. I want to say a million and one things, but I know my mouth does not move that fast, so I end up stumbling over my words. And I feel like sometimes I need to write stuff down and not really practice it, but just write it down and look at it and just be like, okay, boom, 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 here's gonna be what I'm gonna mention first, second, and third. And I just kind of have like a running list of how things are gonna work, because if I constantly have thoughts running through my head constantly, I'm just gonna be saying anything, the first thing that makes sense to me, and it's gonna turn into this whole big thing. And there are moments where, and there are times where I am like that and I just kind of say everything and just word vomit everything out. But sometimes certain things require a little bit of organization. So first it starts with organizing your thoughts. Even planning for this video, to be quite honest with you, I wrote down some stuff. Like I have a little notebook right here and I just kind of wrote down a little bit of a set little plan on how I'm going to film the video and what I'm going to talk about next. Because if I were to just go in this thing free-handed and not really plan it out in that way, my mind will be all over the place. And when my mind is all over the place, I stumble over myself, and when I stumble over myself, I get self-conscious because now I'm vulnerable and I don't want to be that way. So I feel like journaling and writing down what it is that I'm going to do helps me organize my thoughts so they're a little bit slower when they come into my mind, and I just focus on what I'm talking about at that moment. I feel like at the end of the day, it all works together. I feel like journaling can be the first step that you take when it comes to your personal growth, your wellness, your self-esteem. I feel like, the base of who we are as human beings is understanding how our mind works and understanding who we are in that mind, and having a way to work out those thoughts and work out those feelings along with other things obviously can be very beneficial, because I believe that our thoughts become things. I do have my own journal right here. I just want to show you guys. This is the journal that I've been using for the last year. It's just a simple notebook that I got like a long time ago, and I've been writing in it since my first entry was February 16th, 2017, and this is like all the pages I've written so far. But I don't journal every day. I literally only journal when I can, when I feel like it, when I need to work something out, if I'm feeling overwhelmed, if I'm feeling anxious. Basically all the reasons that I just listed is why I journal. So don't feel like you have to do it every single day, morning, noon, and night. Let it be something that you take into consideration if you're feeling a certain way. You know, don't just ignore it, maybe journal it. Another thing that I wanted to mention is I am reading this book right now, and it is called The Untethered Soul. It is by Michael A. Singer, and this book has been so helpful over the last couple of months. It's a book that has a lot to do with understanding your thoughts. I'm trying to figure out a way how I can do this. So it gets down to the bare minimum. Like it gets down to where it all starts, which is in your mind, and it really dissects how you can try to better understand you as a person, as a human being. You know, understand your thoughts, where your thoughts come from, where it's generating inside of your body. And this book has definitely been something that I've been reading, you know, slowly, because it's a book you take in slowly. And I've made, you know, highlights and notes and all that stuff in this book because it's a very helpful book if you're someone who is curious about yourself and you're curious about your thoughts and your feelings and all that stuff. And the reason why I'm recommending this book is because the benefits that I mentioned in this video has a lot to do with your thoughts and being honest with yourself and knowing where all those things come together. So I feel like this book is very helpful and very beneficial for that. So I feel like if you're on the path of trying to understand you, understand your thoughts, and, you know, trying to go the whole personal growth journey, this book is a very helpful book. I wish I had discovered it sooner, but I hadn't. But, you know, there's a time and a place for everything. But I definitely think this is a book that will help you to, you know, open your eyes a little bit and to better understanding you, better understanding your thought process, and basically where all of that comes from. Alright, so that is the end of the video. I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. It's not easy for me to make videos like this, to be quite honest with you, but I'm trying, and I just want to thank you guys for joining me today. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That lets me know that you guys like my video, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!